Hello everyone and welcome to Motivation for the Day. I'm so glad you're here with me. Today we're diving into a topic that sits at the very core of personal growth, achievement, and living a life that truly excites you. We're talking about going beyond limits. Now, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear that phrase? Maybe you think of a world-class athlete breaking a record, an entrepreneur building a billion-dollar company from their garage, or an explorer reaching the deepest parts of the ocean. Those are incredible examples for sure. But the truth is, going beyond limits isn't just for the record books. It's for you. It's for me. It's an everyday practice that can transform our lives in ways we can barely imagine. Let's start by getting one thing straight. Limits are often not what they seem. We tend to think of them as solid, unmovable walls. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the talent. I'm too old for that. It's just not possible for someone like me. Do any of those sound familiar? These are the stories we tell ourselves, the invisible fences we build around our potential. But here's the secret. Most of these limits are self-imposed. They are beliefs, not facts. They are perceptions, not reality. Think about the history of human achievement. For centuries, people believed it was impossible to run a mile in under 4 minutes. It was considered a physical barrier of the human body. Then, on May 6, 1954, Roger Bannister did it. And what happened next? Just 46 days later, another runner broke the 4-minute barrier. And then another, and another. Today, even high school athletes accomplish this feat. So did the human body suddenly evolve in 1954? Of course not. What changed was the belief. The moment one person proved the impossible was possible, the mental barrier for everyone else shattered. The wall was never real. It was a collective illusion. This is the first and most powerful lesson. Your perception of a limit is the most significant part of the limit itself. So how do we start to dismantle these walls in our own lives? It begins with a small but profound shift in your mindset. Instead of seeing a challenge and saying, "I can't," ask yourself, "How can I?" That simple change of a word opens up a world of possibilities. It shifts your brain from a state of shutdown to a state of problem solving. "I can't afford to start that business" becomes, "How can I find the resources to start this business on a small scale?" "I don't have time to learn a new skill" becomes, "How can I carve out just 20 minutes a day to practice?" This "how can I" question is your key. It unlocks creativity, resourcefulness, and resilience you didn't even know you had. The next step is to embrace the power of small, consistent actions. We often get paralyzed because we look at the huge gap between where we are and where we want to be. We see the entire mountain and think, "I can't climb that." But nobody climbs a mountain in a single leap. They do it one step at a time. If your goal is to write a book, don't focus on the 300 pages. Focus on writing 1 page today. Just one. If you want to get fit, don't worry about running a marathon. Worry about going for a 10-minute walk today. These tiny, almost insignificant actions are the building blocks of extraordinary results. Why? Because they build momentum. One small win gives you the confidence for the next. And over time, these small wins compound into massive transformation. This is how you sneak past your own self-doubt. You don't fight it head-on. You just keep taking small steps until you look back and realize how far you've come. Now let's talk about something that stops so many of us in our tracks: the fear of failure. This is one of the thickest walls we build. We're so afraid of looking foolish, of making a mistake, of not being perfect, that we choose not to try at all. We stay in our comfort zone because it's safe. But let me tell you, nothing great ever grew in a comfort zone. You have to reframe your relationship with failure. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of success. Every successful person you admire has a long list of failures you've probably never heard about. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter was accepted. Failure is not an endpoint. It's a data point. It's feedback. It's a lesson on what not to do next time. When you try something and it doesn't work, you haven't failed. You've learned. You've discovered one way that doesn't work, which moves you one step closer to the way that does. The only true failure is the failure to try. So give yourself permission to be a beginner. Give yourself permission to be imperfect. Embrace the messiness of the learning process. Each stumble is a step forward on your journey. Another crucial element of going beyond your limits is surrounding yourself with the right energy. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you're surrounded by people who are cynical, who complain, and who tell you your dreams are too big, their limiting beliefs will eventually become your own. Their gravity will hold you down. Conversely, if you surround yourself with people who are ambitious, positive, and supportive, people who are also pushing their own boundaries, their energy will lift you up. Find a mentor, join a community, connect with people who inspire you, even if it's just by watching their content or reading their books. Immerse yourself in an environment of growth. When you see others pushing their limits, it makes your own seem that much more achievable. It normalizes ambition and makes the extraordinary feel possible. Finally, remember to be kind to yourself on this journey. Pushing your limits is not about burnout. It's not about relentless, punishing self-criticism. It's about sustainable growth. You will have days where you feel unmotivated. You will have setbacks. That's part of being human. On those days, it's not about forcing yourself forward. It's about practicing self-compassion. Acknowledge how you're feeling, rest if you need to, and then gently get back on track the next day. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Did you stick to your plan for a week? That's amazing. Did you try something scary, even if it didn't work out? That's a huge win. Acknowledging these victories fuels your motivation and reinforces the belief that you are capable of growth. So let's bring this all together. Your limits are primarily a product of your beliefs. Challenge them by asking, how can I? Break down massive goals into tiny daily steps to build momentum. Reframe failure as a necessary part of learning. Surround yourself with people who lift you higher. And practice self-compassion throughout the entire process. The life you want, the person you want to become exists just on the other side of the comfortable, familiar limits you've set for yourself. It's waiting for you. It's not about becoming someone else. It's about uncovering the incredible potential that is already inside you. So my question for you today is this. What is one small self-imposed limit you can challenge this week? Just one. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting. Maybe it's trying that new recipe you thought was too complicated. Maybe it's starting that 5-minute-a-day learning habit. Whatever it is, I want you to go for it. Take that first step. I promise you, you are far more capable than you think. The journey beyond your limits begins now. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this message resonated with you, please hit that like button and share it with someone who might need to hear it. And for more daily motivation, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Keep pushing forward.